Hey YouTube, Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Eledglema deck profile for post-Dragon Tree Invasion. This is the Brantgate promo that we got from the latest Cardfight Vanguard sneak preview, a really awesome promo that focuses on an entire deck based on itself and being able to have as many different named set orders as you can in your order zone to gain additional card abilities with your Vanguard, being able to return those cards and then for every different named order that you placed, gain additional abilities, including a restanding ability for your Vanguard. I wanted to go as generic as I could with all what we had to work with for Brantgate, mixing in some cards from the Monster Research all the way from Orphis to also the Gravidia deck to make this deck work. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the ride line that I felt worked best with the Eledglema deck, I'm going with the Archetype lineup. So for our starter, it is Short Rest Archetype. When wrote upon, if you want second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Monster Soul Searching Archetype, which can search out the Torrential Energy Research, which can in turn, when placed into the order zone, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and choose a monster unit, which our Eledglema has in its card name. So you can search this card thanks to that order. And also our grade 2 shares the same ability. When it's placed from riding on top of Monster Soul Searching Archetype, you gain the additional search thanks to this card, and you don't have any additional ability from the grade 3 that you'll be missing out on, since this archetype doesn't gain an ability. So you can just go right into your grade 3 Quaking Ripple monster, Eledglema, for the next part of the ride lineup. Along with the copy we are running in the ride deck, we're also running 3 additional copies in the main deck, since it does have Persona Ride. When it's placed on Vanguard Circle, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, put all set orders from among them into your order zone, and shuffle your deck. So you have more search power with this card, being able to set up all those many different set orders, along with the ones you may have been activating during the ride steps as well. And on the Vanguard Circle, at the end of the battle of this unit attack, choose any number of set orders from your order zone. If you chose 3 or more cards with different card names, choose 1 of your rear guards and stand it. If you chose 5 or more cards with different card names, stand this unit, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and drive -2 until the end of turn. Return all the cards chosen with this order zone by this ability to your deck and shuffle it. So it's the recycle power that you can make use of just by then going into another Persona Ride to get more of the search, since you shuffle the deck after placing those cards back. But the restand pressure means you have that multiple additional attack with this card being able to hit for some bigger numbers thanks to the plus 10. You do get drive -2, but then you at least have the trigger numbers that you could have potentially got from the first drive check before it restands anyway. For the other additional grade 3s, I run 2 copies of Erosion Demon Monster. With this card on rearguard, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if your order zone has 2 or more cards, you may draw a card. If you drew a card, choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul. So it does just build up some soul power for some of your other cards around the deck, but also you can just have orders pretty easily in your order zone, so drawing into some of the more important cards, whether it be another copy of your Quaking Ripple monster or another set order for you to activate. Moving on now to the grade 2s, I run 4 copies of Aiding Monster Tectian. It also has monster in the name, so it can be searched off of our Torrential Energy Research. But also with this card, when it's discarded from the hand during your turn, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 set order from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So just getting you another important card for you to use in your hand as an order that you can just activate normally, since it doesn't take up the once per turn set order you can activate when you just put them into your order zone thanks to your Eledglema. I also run 3 copies of the Enlightened Age Dragon. It's just a way to search out some of the different grade or set orders that we run in the deck, and then adding 1 and then 1 with a different grade and card name from that one, put in their hand by this effect, using a Soul Blast as long as we Persona Road this turn, which we can easily do with Eledglema in this deck, and just having more of a recycle and use for those cards to give us more different named set orders for us to then set up so we can get another restand off of our Vanguard. Moving on now to the grade 1s. The only grade 1 that I run in the deck is Violet Dragon, our Sentinel of choice. This is also just due to the fact that a large number of the cards that we run in the deck, thanks to our Quaking Ripple monster, focus on the set orders, so we had to cut some of the other spots in the deck, but we do have some of the orders that can rely on calling additional units onto the field for us to boost some of our other ones that we may have in the front row, which we'll get to in just a second, because we'll be going over the set orders now. We run a good number of them. Like I said, the more we have, the more consistent it can be to search out with our Quaking Ripple monster. So I'm running 3 copies of Hallowing Moonlit Night. You play it with the Soul Blast of 1. When it's put into the order zone, you draw a card. So it's just draw power, but it does count as one of the set orders that we can run in the deck due to the search power. You really don't use the Dark Knight or the Abyssal Dark Knight for anything in the deck. All you want to do is set up cards in your order zone. And when it's put into the order zone, so that means if you even just put it with your Eledglema, you can still get the draw, and you don't have to do the Soul Blast since you didn't play it. You just put it into the order zone thanks to this card. I also run 3 copies of Eclipse Moonlight. You play it with a Counterblast of 1, which we really don't use Counterblasts for too much in the deck. So being able to give us a Shadow Army token, a 15,000 power with boost, means that you can have a grade 1 Shadow Army token on the field to then be able to boost one of your front row rear guards to then have it be a bigger attack boost to your opponent, and then also having the additional set order with a different name activated in your Vanguard circle. I'm also running the 3 copies of the Torrential Energy Research. Now, once again, this card is searchable off of our Ride deck, being able to search 2 copies of it thanks to the Grade 1 and Grade 2 Archetype that we're running in the Ride lineup. And when it's put into the order zone, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 cards with monster and their card name from among them. Put 1 into your hand and put the other one into the drop zone. So you can search out your Techian or your Grade 3 Vanguard or even your Erosion Demon monster. You have all these searches available thanks to this card, and it's just a consistent search with them since you add this Grade 1 set order off of your Ride line, which you can then activate and have one of the different named cards, and also thinning down the deck so you can reveal other set orders off of your Vanguard's card ability. I also run 3 copies of Neatness Meteor Shower. You may have up to 16 copies, but I'm only running 3. When it's put into the order zone, you may soul charge 1. If it was put by your Vanguard's ability, you may draw a card. So all the better for a card for you to put with your Quaking Ripple monster, because then you will also get a soul charge and a draw off of this order when it's put. So if you can potentially put 3 off of the 1 search, that'll be 3 draws and 3 soul charges, thanks to your Vanguard if you wish. With the last of the orders being 2 copies of Falling Hellhazard. Now this is just an additional card to run as an option. It really doesn't do much for it since you're going to be shuffling them back and not putting them into the drop zone like you would with Neatness Meteor Shower or this card. It's just a different card name, so we're running the 2 additional copies of this card also to set up. Moving on now to the trigger lineup, we are running 8 critical for more of our Vanguard's restand pressure. So 4 Star Aggression Dragon and 4 Cardinal Draco. With this being just added pressure, like I said, when your Vanguard restands, if you gave all the abilities to it, with our additional trigger being 3 copies of the front trigger, Cardinal Draco and Pyro, for the additional shield and pressure to the front row. And for our heals, 2 copies of Nabil and 1 copy of Creaking World and the new Transient Causality, with our over trigger being the Eldo Breath one for the double power and criticals of all our front row units when we drive check this card. And that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. It's a really awesome look at more of a generic lineup for Brandgate that utilizes all cards from the 3 Brandgate decks that we've been working with for the lineup already. And definitely do give it a try if you're looking for something a little different for the nation to use. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Qualia out.